Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, one and all, to the CU Pride Fest Town Hall. Hello, everybody out there. Folks who are watching with us live, maybe you're catching up on this later. Hello, we're happy to see you. I am Nicole Friedman, the brand new Director of Operations at Uniting Pride of Champaign County. And I just thought it might be a little fun to take a moment, go live, and tell you all about the incredible lineup of programming we've got coming up starting Monday. Yes, Monday! I can't believe it. We have a full week of programming this year at the CU Pride Fest. I cannot believe it. And honestly, this is such a diverse and rich schedule that was created by and with such an amazing group of partner organizations and community volunteers who've been working so hard to make this year really special. And I cannot wait to tell you all about it. Except before we jump into the schedule, there are just a couple of things that I'd like to say. So indulge me for a moment, if you will. For those who might not know, the first Pride March was a reaction to a spontaneous uprising. It had been essentially illegal to exist in public while queer. And finally, some rightfully angry folks had had enough, and they did something about it. And if you don't know the history of Stonewall, there are a lot of ways to find out about it. There's a great documentary produced by PBS called The Stonewall Uprising. Google it. You can watch it for free. I personally wish it was required viewing in school because the history is so important. And the thing is, it's a lot more recent than some people realize. But why I bring this up is because this whole Pride movement began as a way to gather on the streets of the communities in which we live and be out and proud for all to see. That is the very heart of Pride. And while so much of Pride, of how Pride is celebrated, has changed over the years, precisely as it should, because it's a living, breathing thing that does not exist in a vacuum and absolutely should respond to the issues of the day. But even as it's changed, that part never has. We gather in our communities, in public, out and proud. And the people who love and support us come along and they show their allyship. So being able to gather in person this year was something we hoped and prayed for, something we wanted so badly to be able to do. But as I just said, the precise shape of Pride changes as the world does. So it was a no-brainer to make our theme around health this year. And it was a no-brainer to make sure our decisions were always guided by the health and safety of our community. When we decided to have vaccine-only indoor events, it wasn't too common yet, and we feared there might be backlash. Not that that would have changed our position, but we are thrilled that there hasn't been any. When we decided to make our outdoor events be masks required, yeah, you heard me right. Our outdoor events like the parade and the vendor fair and the drag picnic and others are masks required. And when we made that decision, we worried that people would disagree with that. And we still worry about how it will actually play out in person. But the situation is clear. When you are in a crowd of people moving around and cannot maintain 6 feet of social distance, respiratory droplets cannot dissipate in the air and they land all over everybody who you're crowded in with. So yes, masks outdoors is the best risk mitigation policy for our events. And we will work hard to keep it in place for all who attend. Because the thing is, the queer community has had some experience with illnesses that are spread through, let's call it physical interaction. Yeah. We watched as so many people got so sick and died way too young, all while some people didn't care at all and did nothing to help. This is eerily familiar to us. So we are well-versed in practicing common sense safety precautions and caring about not spreading illness to those around us. And we will apply the same level of care and concern that we have for decades with other illnesses to the current crisis we face. Yeah, we're going to practice Safe Fest. And we sincerely hope you all come on down and practice Safe Fest with us. Whew, okay. I got through that part of it. All right. Now on to some fun stuff. I've got a handful of folks who are joining us tonight. And first up, I'd like to welcome Jamie Hines, aka Betty Lee, co-director and dancer with Carnival de Bosch and instructor at Defy Gravity. Welcome, Jamie.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi. So glad you could join us tonight.
Yes, glad to be here.
Yay. Okay, now let me tell the folks at home how you're involved here in case folks don't know. Our Friday night event is our Show Up and Show Out Pride Party at NOLA's, and Defy Gravity and Carnival de Bosch are the entertainment for the evening, along with DJ Gummy. So, Jamie, give us a little, rundown of what people
Absolutely. So we're going to be out back in the beer garden. So in the nice fresh air, fully maxed and vaxxed. We have 10 performances lined up. And those performances are going to involve, from Defy Gravity, some pole dance routines. And from Carnival de Bosch, we're going to bring in some flow arts, may have some fire performances. Ooh. And of course, it wouldn't be a burlesque show without some burlesque. So we'll have quite a few burlesque performances from myself and from the other dancers in Carnival de Bosch. We have been performing at Pride Fest since 2010. Woo-hoo! So this marks our 11th year joining Uniting Pride for Pride Fest. And it's always been sort of the hallmark of the late summer, early fall for us. So we've performed in all of the strangest and most wonderful places we could have figured out to put us. We're excited because not only the ownership and management between Carnival and Defy are partially queer-owned and queer-led. Most of our performers, most of our instructors also identify as queer, as do many of the students that join us at Defy. So this is something that hits home. This is our community. These are our people. So it's important for us to be able to give back. And speaking of giving back, if you if you come to the show and you feel so moved by our performances, we are accepting tips and we're grateful for them. But of course, they're not required. We just want to party with y'all. We want to celebrate, and we're just glad for folks that can be there.
Well, we're super glad to have you, especially for your 11th year. And Jamie may not say tips are required, but I do. When there are performers up there working, y'all, you better bring them dollars. You better tip. I'm sorry. That's not how that works.
We tried real hard. This pandemic kills performances. We haven't had a show since February, right before the pandemic started. So this is a triumphant return for us.
Yay!
Yeah, so glad to be dancing and performing for all of our friends and for this to be sort of our comeback show.
That makes me so
happy. I've got goosebumps thinking about it.
Well, listen, everybody, I should tell you really quickly that we're very close to sold out for the Friday show, actually.
Oh, no.
Yes, we are. So if you like any of what you just heard from Jamie,
holy cow,
better jump onto the website and get your tickets. We cannot guarantee you there will be any tickets available at the door. I have the distinct feeling this show is going to sell out before Friday. And not this Friday, not tomorrow, but it's a week from Friday. I do. I think this is going to sell out, y'all. So I just warning you now, friendly warning. You can't say you didn't know. Well, Jamie, I know you have to go to teach a class right now.
Yeah. This is also functioning as my home yoga studio. Hooray!
I love it. Tell your students thank you for, graciously waiting for you to do this.
Yes. Well, they're the same students that are going to be at the show and supporting us and continue to support Uniting Pride. So they were more than happy to accommodate.
I love it. Thanks, Jamie. We'll see you
next week. You're so welcome. Thanks, Nicole. See you all in 2 weeks.
Yay. All right. Okay. Let me just take this moment and because this is a good transition. I just want to say how much I've loved working with all of the different groups and organizations and performers and volunteers and city government staff who've dedicated a huge amount of time to this event. Listen, an event like this absolutely takes a village. It just does. There's no way to get this done without it. And in fact, this year has kind of been all about partnerships. So I'd love to call out some of those right now. I just want to say thank you. These are all partners. All of these organizations you're looking at right now either worked with us to present content or are presenting their own content under our Pride Fest umbrella. And we could not be more grateful. I'm going to call out a few things while you're looking at all these beautiful images of their logos. Art Coop, I love you. I love you, Hillary, who's on our committee and has done so much for this group and this organization. Art Coop is hosting our clothing swap Friday and Saturday, our traditional clothing swap. And Art Coop is where we'll be displaying 2 pieces of the AIDS quilt on Saturday during our vendor fair, which are graciously being loaned to us by GCAP, the Greater Community AIDS Project. So that's another one of our partners. And something I'm excited to announce tonight, we've got 2 teenage high school student artists from our local community who will be painting windows at Art Coop and Common Ground down at the mall with Pride-inspired art. They'll be doing that this weekend, and then we'll put it up on the socials, and y'all can head down there during the week to see their art. We're so excited we can give these teen artists a chance, these queer teen artists a chance to show off their work. And thank you to Art Coop and Common Ground for doing that. And then, of course, if you've seen our schedule, you know that the Community Center for the Arts has a music jam, a healing music jam in the morning on Saturday. And lastly, I want to talk about the City of Urbana staff for just a minute, because it's been I'm going to get choked up because of how amazing it has been to work with them, from the public works team to the parks department team to the city staff themselves to the mayor's office staff and more. I like you at a time when it is 50 times harder to do anything. They have shown up with joy and positivity and graciousness and bending over backwards to say yes to any crazy idea that we had, being a true partner in all of this. The beauty of it, it fills my heart like nothing else. I'm gushing. I'm gonna like tear up. I'll call out our Pride hike with the Parks Department on Sunday, but of course, the entire group, all those people I just mentioned, are all going to be involved on Saturday and have been involved the whole time. Bridget, Vince, Rachel, Chelsea, Elsie, Ashley. I could go on and on with these names. I don't have enough gratitude to share with you, and I'm so just overwhelmed. And I want to just say thank you. And I hope that you all can truly feel the joy that I have for all of you and the partnership we've created. One last partnership organization and event that I'm going to talk about is our Wednesday, September 22nd event. That is with partnering with CU Lockdown Trivia and the Common Ground Food Co-op. And in case you're not aware of what CU Lockdown Trivia is, it is a trivia group that went online a year and a half ago when all the shutdown started with 2 teams, and it quickly grew to having 30 or more teams on a weekly basis. And one of the things I absolutely love about CU Lockdown Trivia is that every week they choose a different nonprofit organization in our local community to highlight and send donations to. I mean, talk about using your platform for good. That is somebody that we want to be in business with. You know what I mean? So it was a no-brainer to connect with them and host this night. So just if you don't have your tickets for that, it's $5 a person, and it's going to be outside, socially distanced. It'll be nice and safe. If you've missed pub trivia, I have. Come on down. Great food and drink. Some beer and wine and some non-alcoholic stuff, and lots of snacks and food from Common Ground. And Julie and I are cooking up. Julie Lout is the head of CU Lockdown Trivia, the one-woman show who runs CU Lockdown Trivia. We're hosting. We're going to have a great time. We're cooking up some really fun rounds. I'm going to even sing for a music round. So you don't want to miss that. So get your tickets now. And speaking of Common Ground, you should know that they're not just a partner. They're a sponsor. And so it's time now to thank our sponsors. Yes, I'm professional. I know how to segue. So our rainbow level sponsor is the City of Urbana, coming in with all that help and support. Our blue level sponsors are Aetna, Carl, and the City of Champaign. Pink level is Judge Ben Dyer. Our green level is New Era and Sinai Temple. At the orange level, we have Acceptance Insurance, the Center for Youth and Family Solutions, Clan and Marketing, Common Ground Co-op, Community United Church of Christ, Compass Counseling and Consulting, CU Adventures in Time and Space, Equality Illinois, Fire Doll Studios, First Presbyterian Church of Urbana, H2O Salon, PNC Bank, and the University YMCA. Oh, that's a lot of sponsors, y'all, which is amazing. Because what that means is that each and every one of these organizations put their name on our event to say out loud and proud that they support the Champaign County LGBTQ plus community. And we could not have done this without you. And we thank you so much. All right. Next, I'm going to talk about our educational programming because we're an education town, y'all. We got to do our education right. Like, we got to come correct on that stuff. We've got a ton this year, and I'm going to bring on my good friend and Uniting Pride board member, Jazz Rowden. Jazz!
I'm super excited to talk about the lineup of educational workshops this year. If you've been here for Pride before, you know that this is a staple, but each year we have something a little bit different, and we also welcome back ones that are ones we can't forget and can't live without, like the biblical self-defense. Everyone loves that one. But let me go down the line of what all we have. We'll kick off our workshops on Tuesday, September 21st at 6 p.m. This will be an online through Facebook and YouTube highlight of queering sex determination. And it is sponsored by Uniting Pride and the LGBT Resource Center. This is amazing talk, y'all. I'll be facilitating it with Nathan Alexander, who in the time of seeing all these anti-trans legislations come out, decided, hey, we need to put together a workshop. He gathered a lot of interdisciplinary scholars, and we created this workshop to basically completely smash the whole biological fight that people like to, or claim that people like to use against trans folks. So, people tend to have an oversimplification of, or conceptualization of sex determination as a biological fact. And so come and learn with us. It'll be a great opportunity, and it's online, so we hope you can be there. Next, we have, starting Saturday.
Well, we're
what?
Sorry to interrupt you, Jess, because you're on a roll. No, but I just we popped up a visual, and I want to make sure I call this out because on Monday we actually have one more partner event that I forgot to mention earlier. So you pop that up, Joanne. That's the to Survive on the Shore, and that's produced with the McKinley Foundation and the Center for Advanced Study. And this is going to be put on Zoom, and we've got the link on our website. Let me just explain to you something about this. This is going to be a conversation with the photographer, a social worker, and Gloria Allen, who, if you don't know, you better look up. Gloria Allen is an elder in our trans community, and she is just truly amazing and has done some incredible stuff. And so this is going to be a great talk. And then on Thursday, we've got another partnered program. If we can pop the try one up, Joanne. This is an incredible workshop that the Trauma and Resilience Initiative is producing in partnership with us. Karen Sims and Julie Pride are going to talk about how both the HIV pandemic and the global COVID pandemic have impacted the communities that have traditionally been viewed as invisible or underserved or undersupported. And that's going to be an incredible partner program as well. But now I'm going to put it back to you, Jazz, and you can talk all about Saturday. Go for it.
Yeah, well, those sound great. I'm excited about those too. So those ones are online, but you can also come out to the vendor fair or Phillips Rec to see a number of different workshops. Starting on Saturday in Phillips Rec, we'll have at 10 a.m. Advocacy 101, and this is brought to you by Mike Ziri, who is the Public Policy Director at Equality Illinois. So this is great, especially if you want to get into advocacy work a little bit more, or just know what's going on, know what Illinois looks like, especially around LGBTQ legislations or policies. So this is a great opportunity. Basically, you can come down and hear what happened this legislative session, but also learn other ways you can be involved in the future to keep on keeping Illinois on the right side of advancing LGBTQ policies. We then have at 11 o'clock the Culturally Competent Healthcare. This will be with 3 panelists, Lynn Meyer, Clarion Mendez, and MJ Hanlon. The panelists explore healthcare-related resources for the gender diverse community in Central Illinois and beyond, and they're going to share their experiences being a trans healthcare provider or providing gender diverse services. They're also going to cover patients' rights and patient advocacy, and you'll also be able to pick up some different resources there as well. So if that interests you, definitely come out. Moving over to the vendor fair, and what's really unique about this is we've never given the workshops in the vendor fair area before. Hopefully this will capture a couple people who are just coming and seeing what's going on. That's the hope, but also we'll get to be around, the excitement of the fair while we're providing this education as well. But we'll have a tale of 2 pandemics at 12:30, and this is similar to the online workshop mentioned earlier, but it is going to be guided by panelists Julie Pride with Public Health, GCAPS, Mike Benner, and Jerry Carden, and they're going to discuss, the 40 years following the first reported symptoms of what we now call HIV and AIDS, and they're going to also just kind of discuss what the work looked like, what the advocacy looked like during that pandemic compared to what's happening now. We'll then have at 1:30 a pronoun workshop, and I will be providing that with Lynn as well. This is a typical workshop that we give. We'll cover basic terminology, start very, very basic, but then we'll have an opportunity to learn about pronouns, and you'll get a chance to practice different pronouns. So if that's something you want to learn more about, definitely come out. It's a highly requested workshop in our community, and so here's a chance to just come in and learn with other people. We'll then have at the same time at Phillips Rec Center, the History Harvest discussion, and this is led by Jerry Carden, who's working with scholars at UIUC to collect documents and artifacts, trying to just put together a really rich history of the queer advocacy, queer work, LGBTQ community that we've had in as long as we can remember here, right? So if you remember something, if you have artifact, bring it. You can come and sign up for interviews or come learning about the website. So Jerry will be able to walk you through all of that on that day as well. And then as mentioned when I first started is the Biblical Self-Defense workshop. We've provided this each year by partnering with Reverend Leah. And this year, Reverend Leah and Pastor Nate will be providing it. Again, it's at 4 p.m. If you want to learn ways you can shut down some hateful messages used by religion, definitely come to this workshop. It'll give you all the tools you need. And I think that is all of it. But so the ones indoors, of course, at Phillips Rec will be masked and vaccine only. So make sure you have your stuff on you. Make sure you have a mask, and then we'll see you there. But we're excited.
Jazz, at the end of that, you were like, I think that's it. That's so much stuff.
There's so much stuff.
It's so much stuff. It's amazing. Listen, this is why we live in an education town, because we know how to do education right. And I just can't thank you and all the other folks enough for all the incredible work that you all have done on the educational programming. Quite frankly, I'm really angry that we haven't perfected cloning, because I would like to be in 3 places at once and be able to see all of this. I'm actually mad. So,
we tried hard to not have anything at the same time, but we wanted to have as much as possible.
I know, it's amazing. Well, thank you, Jazz. Have a good rest of your night. We'll see you next
See ya.
week. Thank you, Jazz. And like I said, so Jazz is leading 2 of our workshops, y'all, and you can see how great Jazz is. So we're happy to have Jazz on the board at Uniting Pride and as one of our main educators. And speaking of the board, next up, I've got one more board member. Our board president, as a matter of fact, Martha Mills. Martha, welcome. Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
So excited
how are
to be
you?
here.
Yay.
I'm good. I'm nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. It's like there's like 3 people watching. It's fine. Okay, well, we'll start with this, because this is you know how to speak about this. Tell us a little bit about why you got involved with Uniting Pride.
Oh gosh. Really, I've attended Pride for a number of years and have always just really loved it. And when I was approached about joining the board, I was just really excited about the opportunity to be a part of this organization that does so much for the community and that really makes a difference. And just as a queer person with a queer child in this community, it just really means a lot to be able to be a part of it and to help out and to just work with such amazing people who I've really kind of idolized for the past few years, just through knowing through attending events and things like that. So it was really just kind of a no-brainer when I was asked.
Well, I've only worked with Uniting Pride for a little while, but I can tell you right now that it's a true pleasure to work with you. You're a lovely person, and I love the dedication you show leading the You Parent support group. That means a lot, I know, to a lot of families. So thank you for that. And what we're going to talk about, you and I, we're going to highlight the rest of our Saturday programming, daytime programming. We talked about all the workshops. But oh my gosh, the good stuff, the signature events, the vendor fair and the parade. Martha, what can people expect if they come down to downtown Urbana on September 25th?
Magic, really. It's just the amazing experience of being surrounded by community members. One of my favorite things every year is just the people watching, because being able to see members of the queer community walking around just so out and proud is just incredible. It's magical. I sound like such a geek saying that, but like it's just so wonderful to see, and I just love it. And we've got so many different vendors who are going to be there, who are we're going to have the Hawaiian ice, the Kona ice. I love that so much. So there's going to be treats and just all sorts of goodies, giveaways, and all of that, but really just being able to see our community members and get to just be in that energy is going to be wonderful. And the parade, of course, is going to be super fun, and I am excited to be part of parade security, is what I'm calling it. Being part of standing and making sure that we don't have any cars trying to go through any of our blockades. So I'm really excited about that, because I'm hoping that people will throw me lots of candy, because they will see how hard I'm working to protect them. That is my hope.
Well, oh, there's like an echo going on. I might have to mute you. Sorry, Martha. No, I just want to reiterate what you said. So my thing, we're blessed in this community to have so many great festivals and parades and cultural events and artistic programming and educational programming, so much, right? But the special sauce that Pride, especially the parade and the vendor fair have, is that true unrelenting joy of being able to live your truest self out on the streets and be celebrated and celebrate each other. It's like, as you said when you first spoke, it's magic. And that is the special sauce at Pride. So we really hope folks coming down. It's free. Come on down. We'd love to see you. Vendor fairs 12 to 6, parades at 3. Martha, thank you so much. It was so great for you to come and join us, and we'll see you next week. All right, bye, Martha. All right. So I just want to call out that there's also a stage at the vendor fair, y'all. And it's like a big look at all those words because there's so many people. So I'm just going to shout out who's performing. I think some of you are in the comments. Say hello if you're out there. We got DJ Silky spinning throughout, and you know Silky's got the good tunes. We got 2 great live bands to kick off the day. Live through Wednesday, and Annika Emily. And then in the middle, the prime time pre-parade spot, we got Peach of the Midwest Carrington hosting an amazing drag show. Look at all those performers that Peach has got over there. I'm not going to say all the names. It's like 1,000 names. Like, it's going to be a show, y'all. Bring your tips. Come on down. Cheer. It's right before the parade. It's perfect timing. Come down, watch the drag show, watch the parade. It's perfect. And then we'll shut the stage down for the parade. And then we'll come back and we'll have some DJ tunes again while Claw gets set up to do their show. That is the Champagne Ladies Amateur Wrestling. And they put on a show, y'all. They have live music. They have MCs. And of course, some hilarious, ridiculous, over-the-top, insane ladies wrestling. So yeah, that's our stage. Come on down. There's so much to see and do on Saturday. Okay, I'm going to jump around the schedule, though, because we need to talk about our Sunday programming, okay? We need to. Look, Saturday, our signature, our parade, our vendor fair, they're going to be amazing. Of course they are. They always are. And I'm going to get back to our Sunday night programming in just a minute, but we've added some new stuff to Sunday, and you all need to hear about it. So I'm going to bring somebody on here who's been waiting very patiently. Let me bring on a friend who's helping me put these Sunday shows together. Please welcome local drag performer, someone who helps us with some of our youth programming. And let me just say, destined to be a legend, Miss Karma Carrington. Hello, Karma.
Bye.
Thank you for coming on tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you really quick that the show that you and I have been working on is probably the one I'm most excited about. But shh, don't tell anybody, okay? It'll just be our little secret
Between the two of us.
just do the do it. Okay, why don't you tell folks what the Sunday drag picnic is going to be all about?
Yeah, so we did Drag Picnic originally in June for Pride Month, and it was such a big hit. We decided to recreate it again for Pride Fest. I know Sunday people are always usually looking for drag brunch just because of COVID and safety precautions. That's not something that we're going to be doing. So this is kind of our alternative for that situation. We're going to be in the park pretty much all afternoon. From 1 to 5, we'll have different things going on. Hopefully some food trucks will be joining us and some other things. You know, people are welcome to bring their own food and picnic baskets and stuff like that, like they did in June. I'm really, really excited. Kid-friendly programming is something that's really near and dear to my heart. You know, I like to get the little ones out at Pride, you know, not just our grown-up friends. So this is really our event that's geared towards the whole family. We're going to have Drag Queen Story Hour starting at 1 o'clock, and I'll be out there reading with some of the other queens. The library will be there as well. Shout out to Urbana Free Library. They're such a great ally and resource for us to have. What else? After the story hour, we'll be doing a craft time and kind of just general meet and greet with the kids. We'll be teaching kids how to walk the runway, which will be really exciting, I think. You know, we're encouraging everybody to dress loud and proud and bright. You know, we want to see costumes, you know, even if you just want to treat it as I haven't gotten fancy in a while because of COVID. Come out, show us your nice outfits, dresses, you know, all that fun stuff. After the story time, we'll have a brief little dance party intermission, again with DJ Silky, Janaea, we love her, great DJ, so much fun. And then afterwards, we'll be doing a traditional drag show with some local entertainers and some people from further up north are joining us, people from Decatur and some friends from South Chicago are going to come say hi.
Oh, not yet, Joanne. That's later. Sorry. Joanne's jumping the gun to Sunday night. Sorry, continue, Karma.
Yeah, so we will be at Westside Park right in the smack of downtown Champaign. It's an outside event, so you don't need to bring your Vax card, but bring a mask, maybe some sunscreen, and it's gonna be a fun time.
I'm just gonna tell you a real quick story that my 9-year-old niece, who's gonna be thrilled that I shouted her out on this video, Lila. When she heard about the walk the runway class, she got really excited. And last night it was just her and me hanging out, and she was like, Auntie Nikki, you have to help me pick an outfit. And she like tried on her whole wardrobe, and she like it was phenomenal. And she landed on something. I'm not going to tell you what it is because she's very excited about it, but she landed on something. And she was like walking up and down the house. I think parents are going to need to bring their fully charged cell phones to get videos of their kids walking the runway for sure.
Yeah, and it's like Polaroids when you could just print it out and have it instant.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have a ton of stuff. We're gonna have some crafts for the kids. We're gonna have some face or arm painting. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. But then where Joanne was going with her clicking the button and putting that up later that night, because that's a Sunday afternoon, is a show designed for kids of all ages. But Sunday night, we're gonna do a show that's a little more adult focused. Yes.
So Peach of the Midwest Carrington, my good sister, is hosting the grand finale, kind of as we're calling it, our wrap up. We will be at Nola's Rock Bar, which has proved to be a great ally during this very hard time of COVID-19. So, we will be doing masks on the patio. We're going to be asking for Vax cards for people to come inside. And is the Carrington celebration. As you can see, it's got the whole family on there. Our matriarch Seduction Carrington will be joining us. I know a lot of people remember her from her C Street days. Rest in peace. My good sisters Karina and Katiana and Ascension will be joining us as well. So that's going to be our more adult oriented thing, with our adult beverages, come kick back and relax after a very long weekend.
Yes, ma'am. Love it. Karma, before I let you go, I just, we've chatted about this a little bit, and I would just love for you to talk a little bit about why Pride is important to you and why you do this kind of work and work with Uniting Pride.
Yeah. Same with, like I was saying, I really like having youth-friendly programming. I always think about like young queer me that was out in the world trying to like navigate and find a sense of community and sisterhood or brotherhood, just kind of that sense of belonging. So I really wanted to be involved with Pride, both local and national, just to kind of create those opportunities that I didn't have growing up. And also just to show everybody that it doesn't really matter what time of the year is. It's always a great time to celebrate yourself.
I love it. I love it. And I love you. We're going to have so much fun.
I have so much love for all of our sponsors and our people that coordinated with us and the whole board and all of our volunteers. If you're interested in volunteering, we're still taking volunteers. You can come get a free t-shirt. Come hit us up. We need help with everything. And you get to see a free event when you're volunteering. So, win, win, win.
Love it. You're the best. Thank you, Karma. Yeah. I will say goodnight to you. Have a great one. All right. Y'all, I promised that I would get back to our Saturday night events. And I am going to close out our little program talking about those. So Saturday night, we've got 2 outstanding shows produced by yet another one of our incredible partners. I'm not lying when I said this year was all about partnerships. We teamed up with Pygmalion for some music and some comedy. And, you all know how Pygmalion does. So, these shows are going to be top notch for reals. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some little video previews of what those shows will be all about in case you don't know who these artists are. So first up is Bob the Drag Queen at Canopy Club with doors at 8 p.m. Now, Bob won season 8 of RuPaul's Drag Race. And honestly, is one of my all-time favorite competitors from like all of the seasons and all of the various iterations of that show. And there have been a lot, let me tell you. But here's the thing. since we already have the very best drag performers in the world in our local community, and like you can try and fight me on that, but you'll be wrong because we do. We have the very best. We did not need to bring in any more of the traditional drag performances to our town. We don't need it. We've got enough. So this is not actually a drag show. This is a stand-up comedy show that just happens to feature a drag queen. Now, in case you're unfamiliar with Bob's comedy, we're going to play you a little trailer from her comedy special that you can actually catch on Amazon if you're interested. And this will just give you a little taste.
I'm going to feel my fantasy tonight. I am what they call in Harlem an SLW, a suspiciously large woman, okay? I am very easy to find. I'm on Facebook. I am on Instagram. I am also on Twitter. But if you're just some sort of a hoe, I'm on Grindr, all right? But if you're like a really conservative hoe, I'm also on Christian Mingle. This is how all the women in my family look. My grandma was 6'2". She was 350 pounds. She looked like Shrek dipped in chocolate. I think the reason why I'm good at what I do is because my mom is shady too. Like I was like, Mom, would you come see me in a play? And then she'd be like, is it a musical? I have a theory that Beyonce never knew Michelle was in Destiny's Child. Why is this backup dancer singing so loud? What the? You know when you're arguing with someone and you feel like being real petty? When you turn into Patti LaBelle? I got some shit on you I've been waiting to say, and you just gave me the ammunition to set you up? She goes, when I was in China saying women's rights were human rights, you were grabbing pussy.
Purse first. Walk to the room, purse first. Purse first. Walk to the room, purse first. Ow, purse first. Walk to the room, purse first. Purse first. Walk to the room, purse first.
All right. Now, that was, like I said, just a taste. I'm just going to say that trailer had to be clean because it was like going to go on TV and stuff. But Bob can get dirty, y'all. And I happen to think Bob is funniest when she's dirty. So come on down to the Canopy Club and watch her get a little crazy because she can. And then after that show, you can head on over to the Rose Bowl Tavern. We love the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl has been so good to us. Head to the Rose Bowl Tavern and catch a brand new musical artist that is about to explode, Serena Isioma. Let me tell you a little bit about them. Serena Isioma identifies as gender non-conforming and is a 20-year-old first-generation Nigerian-American artist based out of Chicago, combining elements of alternative, indie, hip-hop, and R&B into genre-bending sound. Isioma caught the music industry's attention and has risen quickly after releasing their first two EPs in 2020. 2020, y'all, they're brand new. I'm telling you. Global radio play, massive streaming support, and press from outlets like Nylon, Pigeons and Planes, Rolling Stone, Them, Wonderland, and many others have helped solidify Serena Isioma as someone who is breaking barriers for the new generation. Now, you may not have heard of Serena Isioma before, but trust me on this. They are about to blow up big time. And if you go to the show, you're actually going to get to see them in like a tiny little venue, real up close, right before they hit big. And then you'll be able to say that you did that. So like, you should really get those tickets. And to close our show, I'm going to leave you with one of Serena's songs that I personally really love because like, listen, when it kicks in at about the 145-minute mark, like I'm not even playing here. Like that is, it just feels so good. I think, listen, I dig it. I think you're going to dig it too. But before I press play, let me thank my guests. I'm so happy to have Jamie Hines from Carnival de Bosch and Defy Gravity, Uniting Pride board member Jazz Roughton, Uniting Pride board president Martha Mills, spectacularly talented local drag artist Karma Carrington, and a very special thanks to Uniting Pride board member Joanne Geigner, who has been running the tech all night, doing an amazing job. Thank you, Joanne. A huge shout out to you. We could not do this without you. You can find all our info about all our programs on unitingpride.org. And we so hope to see you online or in person at any of our events starting Monday. I can't believe we start Monday. Thank you, everybody. Happy Pride. And we will let Serena play us out. Good night.
Telephone checking my bank account. I only put in what proceed advance of the amount. I guess that makes me cheeky. It's not really a debate that I've made tons of mistakes. 20 some years, I'm getting old. I'll be replaced. Like they will never find a cool kid like me. I'm fresh and dead, cold.
Nothing much. What's up with you?
Nothing. I miss you.